Welcome back to the program. We're discussing that iconic handshake. It's actually the second in 10 years, right? Remember the previous one after the 2007-2008 post-election crisis. Here we are again. And there's been varied reactions to that, even as we ponder the way forward. My guests on the show tonight, Dr. Wandia Njoya, thank you for joining us. We have Barack Maluka, as well as Dr. PLO Lumumba. Thank you.
Asante sana. Thank you.
PLO, perhaps to begin with you. This is something you say you've been asking for all this time.
You know, perhaps this is the forum at which we must say this. On the 8th day of January this year, I had the privilege and honor of meeting Honorable Raila-Odinga in his office. And I said, dialogue is the mother's milk of democracy. I met the Deputy President of the Republic and said the same thing. And in public fora, we have said this thing. The tragedy of this country is that we have short and selective memories. So what has happened, or what happened on Friday, is the right thing. Democracy is about continuous dialogue. And I think my good friend Mutahi Ngunyi captured it very well. If you look at the political life of Raila Amolo Odinga, it is consistent. He had a pact with Moi in 1997. He had a pact with Mwai Kibaki in 2007. He has a pact with Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta in 2018. So in 30 years, it is a span of 10 years. And what is, in my view, useful about this is that it serves to reduce the political temperature in the country. But what we must remember as a country is that it is the interest of the countries that must be in the forefront. I've listened to some of the views that are being offered here, and it's very unfortunate that individuals are offering views on the basis of ethnic interests. We ought to be looking at the best interest of the Republic of Kenya in the context of Vision 2030.
So Friday was a good moment for you?
Thing, but it must be qualified. I don't want to be buttonholed into saying it was a good thing for soundbite. It was a good thing, but in a context which I believe my other colleagues will also speak to, so that I don't hog the limelight.
Okay. Dr. Njoya, you see it in a different light. And when you said it on Twitter, a lot of people said, but why? And you reminded people that this is something that you don't necessarily agree with. Why?
I mean, it's not that I don't agree with, but it's between two men. It doesn't affect us as the people of Kenya. The difference between this handshake and the one of 2008 is that there was no new constitution, which gives the people the power to speak and be heard. It gives us devolution. And so the people must participate in whatever political decisions are being made. And this is not the case. We are not participating in this decision. So whatever these two men have done is personal, as far as I'm concerned. We, the people, want a decision that includes us. We've just spent so much money voting for MPs and MCAs. So if debates are not going to be held in the county halls and in parliament, what did we vote for if it's just going to take two men to meet and agree? So we want our money's worth. We want the men and few women in parliament to debate the issues in parliament, because that's what we voted for and that's what we are spending our taxes for. We don't want any more bedroom deals. The people want transparency. We want deals that are done in public.
Do you feel that there was the revolution that, that NASA leader Raila Odinga and his co-principals had began? Is there a sense in which they've been lost? Do you think that, they were not considered in this? Maybe some will say it's premature, Wandia, to start to say that. Maybe we wait and see what happens in the coming days and weeks as they roll out the framework.
It's not premature because our taxes are still paying the MPs and the MCAs to debate issues. So what are they going to be doing while we wait? And wasn't the point of the election to have these people in parliament so that they can debate the issues in open forum and so that we can hear and give our views? So what was the point of voting if two men are still going to decide in State House what the Kenyans want? And I kind of sympathize with Raila. You've been rigged out 3 times.
He's not been rigged out.
Well, I think he was rigged out 3 times. You've worked so hard for the rule of law, and everybody who wins through extra political means, because they have the money, because they have the power, they have foreign support. So I think, he's fatigued, and I understand where he's coming from. And that's why I said in my first tweet, we thank him for staying the course. We are very proud of him for what he has done up to now. But let the people take this over, because we have a constitution that gives us the framework to do it. So we want to do it now.
All right, and we will talk about what that will look like in your mind in just a moment. But Barack, the ANC party leader also feeling left out of this process.
It's not a question of feeling left out. It's a question of just recognizing that there have been processes. If we have been together and we have been talking about dialogue, and you are the one person who has been saying no to dialogue, together with the rest of the train behind you, you've been saying no to dialogue. You've been the biggest impediment, and then you just sneak. You don't even tell us that you're going to talk to somebody and that you're going to sign a pact. There's an element of treachery in the whole thing. And yet, this is quite in keeping with form and context. On a different platform, 4 days ago, I told this country how Raila Amolo Odinga sneaked into Uhuru Park to go and be sworn in. And the following morning, they spent time vilifying me, saying Muluka has lied because of an elliptical detail that he had agreed with these other people that they would have alternative phone numbers on which he would call them. People lose track of the substance, and they start vilifying you. They don't want to look at the issues in this country are bigger than Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga, even as they have themselves tended to admit in the press release that they issued on Friday. There's a sense in which they are coming together is good, because they symbolize also that which has bedeviled this country for a long time. And so dialogue is welcome. We have been talking about dialogue for the longest possible time. And if you felt that there was need for you to go and hold a conversation with the other person without us, you still would have just told us, I want to go. Or if you thought
so you see it as treacherous? That's a strong word, because you said that just a few seconds ago.
A few days earlier, he had said himself that he smelled treachery, he smelled betrayal, and so I only borrow his idiom.
Okay, all right. So here we are with welcoming the talk, saying this was a good thing to lower the political temperatures. Some of the political actors feeling left out and betrayed, and the people saying, this is something that we want to take forward, and it's not just about the 2 gentlemen. I want us to listen to the views from the residents of Mombasa City tonight. Francis Mtalaki spoke with them a short while ago.
And from the coast region, and specifically Mombasa County, this is one region that voted overwhelmingly for Honorable Raila Odinga. And so it will be good to get some of the reactions from the residents. And also yesterday, this is the same area that NSC leader, who is Musalia Mudavadi, also issued a statement with regard to what happened on Friday. And I want to bring in some of the residents from Mombasa County specifically to speak to us here. Can you begin us with your name and tell us, when you heard that President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Amolo Odinga were meeting, what was your immediate reaction?
Okay, my name is Pastor Francis Siso. I minister with Injili Takatifu. I'm the resident minister in charge of Injili Takatifu Mombasa branch. Yes. First and foremost, as a patriotic Kenya, I want to take this opportunity to congratulate the President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta, and the President of the people, His Excellency Honorable Raila Odinga, for coming together to dialogue for the sake of this country. So for me, I want to say it is a bold move, and it is the way forward.
And also, what would you want maybe the two leaders to be able to digest going forward as a Kenyan? What are the grievances that you think maybe as a Kenyan will be important for the two leaders to speak in one voice and also soldier forward?
Mr. Francis, if you can remember very well, I want to echo the same sentiment that I echoed in KTN in the month of September, immediately after the disbandled election of August. I said it that the way forward is for our leaders to come together in order for them to build a new bridge towards a new Kenyan nation, where we are going to have a national conversation, where we are going to have a dialogue through our leaders, so that we can come together and discuss issues like electoral justice, we discuss issues like inclusivity, we discuss the issue of the lack of employment of our youths, we discuss the issue of the high cost of living, we discuss issues like the big burden of the loans that we have in this country. So for me, what we expect now from our leaders, and I want to echo these sentiments to the other leaders of NASA, that is Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka, Honorable Wetangula, that it is high time they should know that now it is not the time for them to speak for themselves. Now it is time to speak for Kenya. Dialogue is the only way forward. Let us come together so that we can build new bridges, so that we can discuss issues and problems that are affecting our country.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And Yvonne, if you can allow me for 30 seconds, maybe I can be able to rope in one of the gentlemen here. Tuanze na majina yako alafu tueleze wewe ungetaka viongozi hawa wawili wazungumzie nini kwa kifupi sana.
Okay, Mr. Francis, asante sana. Kwa majina naitwa Omoya Dan. Nafurahi sana kwa kuona the President of the Republic of Kenya, Excellency Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, wakikutana na the President of the people, the President Raila-Amolo Odinga.
Labda wewe ungetaka wazungumzie nini hasa kwa kuenda mbele?
Okay, kile ningeweza kuona wangesungumuza kwa ajili ya mambo ya Kenya. Jinsi Kenya inaendelea. Kenya iendelee vizuri kwa sababu tumeona ukabila imekuja katika nchi yetu ya Kenya. Na tunaona uchumi ya Kenya imeanguka. Tumeona watu wanauana ovyo ovyo. Na mimi najua mahali Honorable Raila-Amolo Odinga yuko na Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta yuko. Najua Kenya itasonga mbele. Na ningeweza sema kidogo Francis, ni tuwache wale ambao wanasungumuza Raila ametuuza ama Uhuru ametuuza. Uhuru na Raila wacha wafanye, hao ndio viongozi. Wacha wafanye Kenya iweze kuendelea mbele.
Asante sana. Asante sana. Well, Yvonne, there you have it from the residents of Mombasa here, and some of the issues that they're talking about is about electoral injustice, the issue of economy, and also some of the issues around the youth employment in this country. And you would appreciate that we also have a youth. So that is some of the issues that we've been able to pick from the residents of Mombasa here and the coast region at large. Yvonne.
Lucky, thank you very much. From the county of Mombasa, we'll get to canvass some of those issues that were put up in their statement, that joint statement that was released, and whether, we feel that those are the issues that are well captured for the Kenyan public. But let's speak to Raquel Muigai in Nyeri County. That is a Jubilee stronghold. Raquel, reactions from there?
Yvonne, this is truly a Jubilee stronghold, and from the reactions here, it is evident that the residents from Nyeri County are very happy with that particular agreement of Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta coming together to just work for the sake of this nation. But we just want to get from the reactions of these people to understand exactly what it means to them. Does it affect politics, especially the 22 political succession? What is their general feel on all these happenings in the country? Thank you so much for joining us here on KTN News. Tafadhali tueleze majina yako, alafu what general feeling yako, hisia zako nini kuhusiana na hii, na labda from all the things wali discuss, what do you think should be the main agenda for them as they begin working together?
Kwa majina naitwa Samuel Derito. Ningetaka kwanza kuwashukuru kusema hiyo hatua walishukua ni hatua mzuri, kuonyesha ya kwamba Kenya ni kubwa kuliko mtu binafsi. Hatua ile ya kwanza watachukua kama ukabila. Tungefurahi sana kuona watu wote wanachikana. Tukichagua kiongozi, tunachagua kiongozi bila kufikiria ametoka kabila gani. Pia hii mambo ya devolution tunaomba waangalie na wafuatilie, naone yote imefuatiliwa vile katiba imesema.
Asante sana, asante sana. Tafadhali tueleze jina lako, alafu pia unaona kama itaweza kuaffect ile political succession in 2022?
Kwa majina naitwa Joseph Madhenge, Nyeri ni nyumbani. Mimi naona haita affect kitu. Juu naona our former Prime Minister na current President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta wanataka kurudisha mkono kwa Ruto 2022 juu wakati huu Raila Omolo alipata kuwa kiti ya Prime Minister, alisaidiwa na Ruto sana. Na yeye Uhuru amesaidiwa na Ruto sana. So ni wakati wao warudishe mkono. So itakuwa hata sawa na itakuwa sawa.
Asante sana. Yvonne, that is the situation here. Probably just a general feel of what the residents think, and they do not see that it will in any way get to affect probably the 2022 political succession. But as we wait for the meetings and the launch of that program that they had planned, we'll just have to adopt a wait-and-see posture to just get to see what they have in plan for the country in general. Yvonne.
Muigai, thank you very much. From Nyeri County, I want us to get back to our conversation here. Kevin Ogutu is also on standby in Kisumu. We'll get to you in a moment. But the politics of 2022 aside, Dr. Pielo, your thoughts on the issues that were raised in that statement? They talked about ethnic antagonism, the lack of a national ethos, inclusivity, and you had talked earlier about the context in which these talks are happening. Do you think they touched on the right issues that will set us on the path towards getting this political crisis solved?
You know, Yvonne, I'm very saddened, particularly when I listen to what the people are saying. Nobody talks